Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is PD Proudlock, and it is the player ratings from yesterday's 1-0 victory against Wolves last night at St James's Park. Finally, we are back to winning ways. We've had a rot of three league defeats away from home in a row, but to be at home last night in front of 52,000 fans was absolutely fantastic. I thought we deserved the win, even though it wasn't fantastic. But I really thought we deserved that. And just to get that win puts us ever so close to Premier League safety now. It really, really does. I think we are safe now throughout the rest of the season, but it'd be good just to get that one extra win just to guarantee that. Because we all know Norwich and Watford are going down, and I think we know the third spot. It's going to be between Burnley and Everton. It really, really is. So, there you are. But, of course, we scored the goal through Chris Wood. It was from the penalty. Absolutely delighted because you knew that meant what that meant to him. It really, really did. Absolutely buried that. Keeper went the wrong way. Thought he could have had a goal in the first half as well, but VAR ruled that out for offside, and it was offside. But you can see what that meant to him scoring that penalty. If possibly he could have had another goal before the penalty as well in the second half, where ASM played a ball across and he just couldn't get there. But I think that was down to ASM's ball was just a little bit too strong there. But we've got to go on to ASM. He was very frustrating yesterday. He really, really was. Again, this ball hogging, I mean, just getting beat off the ball far too easily, complaining he's not getting a free kick. I mean, just get on with the game, for crying out loud. He really needs to cut that out of his game now and just get on with it, because that is why teams are working him out now. That is the thing, they really, really are. And it's very frustrating. We all love him. We think he can get better at this football club, but he's really going to have to start up in his game now because it's not been great. That is the reality of it. It really, really hasn't. Fraser had to cut him off early in the game. Hopefully it's not a serious one. We had to bring on Miggy, and I didn't think he was that bad when he come on, Miggy. But we all know he's probably going to be away in the summer. That is the thing. So is Eddie Howe going to look to give him some opportunities before the end of the season if we could be missing Fraser for a bit of time? We don't know the extent of the injury yet. But I think we'll hear more about that going into next week, definitely. So there. In terms of Wolves yesterday, I was very disappointed with them. Yeah, of course, they still are without Jimenez and Neves. But, I mean, they come off the back of a 2-1 win against Villa at their place. Even though they didn't have both Jimenez and Neves, but it was just so disappointing from them. It was very flat. They looked so disjointed at times. No really threatening. There was not a lot of threatening opportunities from them as well, apart from one through Fabio Silva. With all due respect to him, he's not a goal scorer. Very young lad, but he's definitely not a goal scorer. And you can tell how much they are missing Jimenez at this moment of time as well. But you thought the likes of Trincao, Wang Chan would have really stepped up in this game, and they just really, really didn't. Pedro Neto, I thought it tried when he come on, but just nothing was coming off from them as well. And a lot of Wolves fans were very disappointed with their side's performance yesterday. It was very poor. It really, really was very poor from them indeed. But the main thing is for us, we got that win, which we were absolutely delighted about. We certainly were, definitely. But anyways, I am now going to get into my player ratings now. Starting off in goal, Martin Dubravka. Apart from the save in the second half through Fabio Silva, he didn't really have a lot to do, did he? He really, really didn't. He knew when to come forward when balls were coming into the box, and he just managed to read them very, very easily indeed. And that's what our number one is all about at this football club, definitely. I'll give Dubravka a 7. Now into the back four, the right back spot, Emil Krafton. I thought he had a very decent performance, I've got to admit. Is so far he getting ahead of Manque at this moment of time. It's very interesting. I know I don't rate the lad. We all probably know he's probably going to be away in the summer as well. But I thought he had a very decent performance yesterday. But of course, he'll not be keeping that spot for too much longer for when Trippier comes back from his injury. I'm going to give Emil Kraft a 7. Left back spot, Matt Toggin, and again the same, another decent performance from him as well. And just knows when to bomb up and down that flanks, get those tackles in and get those crosses into the box. And we've been crying out for a left back like him for such a very long time now. Let's get the lad signed on a permanent deal. I really, really think he's done very well. I would like to see this lad signed on a permanent contract as well. And he's the kind of left back, as I mentioned, we've needed for a very, very long time. I'll give Matt Toggett a 7 as well. I'll go into the centre-backs. So first of all, I'm going to go with Fabian Schär. And again, the same, just another very solid performance from him once again. It certainly really, really was. Wasn't it? Glad to see him recovered after the really nightmare of a display against Spurs last Sunday. But of course, it's what Fabian Schär has been all about under Eddie Howe. Just be really solid at the back and knows when he needs to do his defensive duties as well. Fabian Schär, he gets a 7 from me as well. And alongside him, Dan Burton, again the same. Good to see him back to what he has been. Did not lose his cool this time as well. Knew when to get those tackles in correctly. Had a chance himself, which was caught by the goalkeeper. But great to see him recover again from the previous poor performances he had been doing as well, definitely. But there you are. That's why we brought the lad in, and he's just been a rock at the back, hasn't he? So Dan Burney gets a 7 as well from me. Now I'll go into the midfielders. So first of all, I'm going to go with Jonjo Shelvey, and again the same, just another decent performance from him again. Great to see him back. We all know what he is here for. His creativity side as well. And of course that was missing in the last game. But we really needed it back for this game yesterday. It certainly didn't we? Jonjo Shelvey, it's a 7 from me for him as well. Now, next player in the midfield, I'm going to go with Bruno, man of the match. Absolutely, he deserved a man of the match performance. He was fantastic last night. He really, really was. Oh, my word. You cannot drop him at this moment of time. Absolutely no chance. Came close to scoring. As well himself, just went off target, didn't it? But brilliant from him, wasn't it, yesterday? Put his body about, knows when to get past people, knows just to get the better of other players as well. Brilliant. Man of the match, Bruno gets a 9. And the last player in the midfield, and that was Joe Linton. And again, another decent performance, kind of faded away in the second half a little bit. But again, just doing what he had to do, set up there, part of there for the winning penalty as well. Nice ball he played through into Chris Wood. And there you are. And good to see Joe Linton come back to what he has been lately as well. So I'm going to give Joe Linton a 7 as well. Now the attacking three up front. So first of all, on the right-hand side, I'm going to go with Ryan Fraser. I'm not going to mark him because he came off quite early in the game. That was the thing. So, yeah, that is why I'm not going to mark Ryan Fraser. But on the left-hand side, ASM, and as I mentioned, it was very frustrating from him again. Again, the talking points, losing the ball, final ball's not being there, getting brushed off far too easily, complaining to the ref he's not getting a free kick. Cut that side out of your game. And his chances were going all over the place, weren't they? Off over the bar, caught by the keeper as well. Just really frustrating from him once again. We all love him. We all love the lad at this football club, but he's going to have to really up it because it's not been great. You could see he was part of the setup for the penalty, but that's it. But I'll give ASM a 5 for yesterday because there was a lot of frustration in his game yesterday. It really, really was. Now, in the middle, Chris Wood, and that was a lot more better. Very unlucky not to get the goal in the first half because it was ruled out through VAR. But again, when he stepped up for the penalty, he absolutely buried that past the goalkeeper. He really, really did. And you can see what that meant to him. Hopefully, we can see a lot more goals coming from him. but we need to make sure the service is there, because I think the services from there has not been there at times as well. But and his hold-up play was a lot more better yesterday. It really, really, really was. That's what we brought the lad in for. And hopefully it's time for to now up his game on that now, which I really think he can. I'm going to give Chris Wood an 8. The way he buried that penalty past the keeper. Noah was very unlucky not to get the goal in the first half. Could have maybe had one if ASM's ball was not too strong. But he's got his first goal at St James's Park now, even though it was a penalty, but he blasted that penalty, and you could see what that meant to him. Chris Wood, I'll give him an 8. Now I'll go into the substitutions. So first of all, I'm going to go with Miggy, who came on quite early in the game, and I thought he wasn't too bad. I thought he was pretty decent as well. But I've mentioned he is one of the players that looks like he will be away in the summer. That is the thing. And will he be given a few more opportunities under Eddie Howe before we move him on in the summer? We shall just wait and see. I'll give Miggy a 7 because I thought it was pretty not too bad from him as well. And the other two substitutions were Sean Longstaff and also Jacob Murphy. But both of them were not on for too long, so I'm not going to mark them. But now I'll go into the manager, Eddie Howe, and I thought he got that fantastically right yesterday. We all thought it was the lineup for what he was going to go with. Bruno in from the start. Little bit surprised with Emil Kraft, but some say they weren't actually surprised because they didn't think Manquillo had a good game against Spurs. But there you are. But Kraft, I thought he really did a decent job yesterday. But Eddie Howe got that selection right, and I'm going to give Eddie Howe an 8. Because he got that really, really well done yesterday. So there we are. That is my player ratings from yesterday's 1-0 win against Wolves. Absolutely delighted. Let me know in the comments section. Do you agree with the ratings that I've gone with? If you were to change any of them, let me know as always. And why. It's always good to get your thoughts. Again, apologies for the match day vlog again. Because I was told by the steward that unfortunately I wasn't allowed to, and I've had to come to the decision now to stop doing them now. Unfortunately, it's possibly because where I'm sitting in the ground now, I'm quite close in the corner and the stewards are pretty close up, and the worst case scenario is for me to do it again and then get ejected out of the stadium. So there you are. Unfortunately, bad news, guys. The whole match day vlogs are not going to be there anymore. Well, we'll look to try and something to make up for it. I might try and get some more FIFA videos back because it's been a long time since I've done them. Match day vlogs will not be cut off altogether. I mean, I can still do them, possibly at non-league games, possibly in the Newcastle United women's games as well. So all is not lost, pretty much. So you are. Anyway, keep an eye out for tomorrow, 8 p.m. We're going to do my live show tomorrow night. So do keep an eye out for that coming. Feel free to come on the show tonight and have your say about the Wolves game yesterday, as much as other things we are going to talk about as well on the show as well. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to give this video a like, drop your comments in as well. And of course, if you haven't checked me out before, please hit that subscribe button. Catch us all later. Take care. Finally, back to winning ways yesterday. We simply needed that massively.